In Dallas, always a great city to host the Big 3. And final game of the day as we welcome our audience on the Big 3 YouTube channel, the Killer 3's and Bivouac, here from Comerica Center in Dallas. Standings with 5 games complete this week. Killer 3's come in 3-2. Bivouac 2-3. Bivouac back-to-back wins for the first time in franchise history. And with that, we welcome you, Ed Cohen, back with Jim Jackson. Always fun in the Big 3. Here's Sean Bradley in the house, former Dallas Maverick. And Game 3 should be a great one. Killer 3's last week really looked the part of a title contender.
They did, but it was also Dante Green looking the part of a scoring champion. What I mean is that he's tough to stop. He's finally finding his rhythm. Franklin Sessions kind of doing this thing. So Killer 3's at the right time peaking, so to speak. Now they got a chance to get this thing to 4-2.
Big challenge today, Gerald Green. What a year it's been for Gerald Green, the captain of Bivouac, averaging over 22 per game, and Green the guy to stop for the Killer 3.
Yeah, it's taken some time for this Bivouac team to find his rhythm, but found a way to win 2 in a row. A lot has been behind the play of Gerald Green and his scoring prowess. Can they keep it going against a tough-minded Killer 3 team? We'll see.
Let's check out our Big 3 Heat Vision, powered by Microsoft. How has Gerald Green done it so far this year?
Yeah, all over the court. I mean, there's no question. What an added addition to have Gerald Green to the table, because he brings so much excitement. And speaking of excitement, Frank Nitty, just at ease right now. It's his second season as Killer 3 captain. Last year, he had to figure some things out and where his game fit in. This year, it's like he's been playing all 5 years. Hence, it's a reason why Killer 3's have kind of positioned themselves to be right in the playoff hunt, championship hunt.
Here the roster is presented by PNC Bank. You mentioned Dante Green, a couple of strong efforts leading into this one. Dominic Johnson has proven a really good three-point shooter for the Killer 3's. And for Bivouac, Corey Brewer, a couple of game winners over the last couple of weeks. Now, Franklin Session, player coach today for the Killer 3's, the glove off his birthday yesterday, leading Bivouac into this one today.
And Gary was here after his birthday, so trying to, turn some screws a little bit, adjust. Again, he won 2 in a row, started off. Again, it's always difficult when you have new players trying to figure out the system because you don't have the practice time. But now I think we're getting a glimpse of how competitive this Bivouac team can be now that they've kind of figured each other out a little bit.
Betting odds say if you're Gary Payton, coaches love to post the odds when their team is not favored. Hey, Killer 3's by 3.5 entering this one.
Okay, you're better. I'm not.
Key rules: first to 50 wins, no game clock, shot clock at 14 seconds. Free throws, get 1 shot for 2, 3, or 4 points. And the 3 4-point circles each 30 feet away, critical in the Big 3. Let's do it. Green with the ball first, over Nitty, and a foul on Frank Nitty. So for the Killer 3's, it's Session, Powell, and Green. For Bivouac, Corey Brewer, with Jeff Ayers and Gerald Green. Green, number 1 of the Big 3. Shots made with 41. Threes made with 17. Missed the free throw. And Ayers not ready for it.
Well, yeah, the excitement that Gerald Green, we always talk about his highlight dunks.
Yep.
And we've seen in the NBA, but he's showing a different kind of scoring prowess. And we saw it a lot in the NBA, but it's kind of on front display, on the full display here with the Big 3. Speaking of which,
he's made a living of just going to the basket.
Well, because he's not going to really beat you shooting jump shots. Right. How he beats you is what you saw right there, is his uncanny ability to get by his opponent, then finish oversized.
Brewer nails the 3.
You know what I said to Corey Brewer, I said for the game, but I'm still mad at you. I said, why? I said, because of 07, your Florida team beat my Buckeyes in the national championship. I said, I forgive you, though, a little bit.
He was part of a special group.
Oh, what? Noah, Horford. How about Spates was on that team?
Wow.
I want to say he was on the 07 team because they won it back-to-back.
Former Big 3 guys, Greg Oden.
Yeah, oh yeah.
With the Buckeyes.
Well, also Mike Conley Jr. Ohio State.
And you can still talk about it.
Yeah.
Not willingly, but you can talk about it. Gerald Green with the finish. 5-2 Bivouac with the early lead. Mentioned the dunk, Jimmy. Green won it all in 07. And 08 was the year where he had the cupcake dunk, the birthday dunk. But Dwight Howard with the Superman cape won that dunk contest.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Some guys can get up, and some guys look like they're bouncing off a trampoline. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's a different kind of explosion, like when Gerald Green was ready to take off. There's a different kind of pop in that.
He's a pleasure to talk to, Gerald Green. Step back, fade away, too much. He is dead set that he still wants to play in the NBA and use the Big 3, maybe go overseas, but find an avenue back to play in the NBA. Ayers shakes free and finishes with the left. Bivouac 7, Killer 3's 2. 5 to shoot. Session. Burst against Ayers. Went up, and on the pass is fouled. You know, Jim, Gerald Green, you mentioned the leaping ability. Here he is, an 07 dunk contest winner.
I mean, head above the rim right there. I mean, young boy, look at him.
Wow.
I mean, but his game matured also, too, that it wasn't, you know, just dunking the basketball while he was in the league. He was able to expand and shoot a little bit more with range. We'd love to see Gerald get another chance to play professionally somewhere.
Dante Green with the swat as Brewer was loading up for the big dunk. He shook up his wrist.
Green able to get it over the top that time.
2 to shoot.
Nitty has been good on the last 2 shots for Gerald Green, making Green kind of fall away a little bit more, taking a little off of that shot.
Dante Green. Nice play by Brewer, sliding in for the steal. Green attacking Nitty, and the foul on Franklin Session. Remember, in the Big 3, you get up to 3 first half personal fouls. If you pick up your third, you must sit the rest of the first half. No sub yet. Dominic Johnson waiting to come in for the Killer 3's. Nitty against Brewer now. Poked away. The steal. Gerald Green skying for the flush.
And that's an example right there, Frank Nitty, because the long ball is not in his game as much. Getting too deep and then turning it over because of his reluctance to shoot it, and it benefited Bivouac that time.
Green's going to shoot a 2-point shot. Back to Mr. Green.
Well, again, the defense here, Nitty, you're not posting up Corey Brewer. He just has the size on you. And then, as we've seen in Big 3 play, you turn it over close to the basket, more than likely your opponent. So to benefit from it with a layup, and that time it was a dunk.
Dante Green at the line. He's averaging nearly 16 per game. A lot of ways you forget about a guy like him because the Killer 3's, there's so much balance. But last year, he was very much in the MVP conversation.
No, he was. I mean, they started off a little bit slow this year. But again, winning has a lot to do with it, too. Again, we're talking about teams like Aliens who lost, but at the top of the chart because they're winning. Three-headed monsters because they're winning. Now Killer 3's, great move by Brewer. If you win this game, you're right back in that conversation.
Killer 3's entered the week 3-2. Bivouac 2-3, and Bivouac with a 13-4 start.
Well, again, it's the more aggressive Bivouac team that feels really confident winning 2 in a row. Coming off a big one against Power, week 5. the momentum they feel is on their side. So who's the more aggressive team? It's Bivouac, hence it's 13-4. Killer 3's just can't think just because maybe they're the bigger team, they're going to walk in here and win it if they're not.
Let's do what we got to do.
Let's listen to the glove in the Bivouac cuddle.
Jeff, keep pounding. Hey, we got to be more mindset of when the ball is not hitting the rim, we go back up. Let's stop not bailing them out. Attack them, because all they want to do is take tough shots and bang you. Okay? Go right back up with it. All right, we're playing well. First time we done started off like this. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. With Nitty, make him go to his left. Whenever he get in the game, make him go to his left. All he want to do is get to the bucket. Drop back off of it.
Hey, bro, regardless of what direction, he's going to get back to his right.
Right, he want to go back to his right. So I'd rather for you to go like this and make him go that way. Yeah.
Well, Saturday, with the regular season winding down, every shot is big and every win even bigger. Teams continue to make their playoff push in the Big 3, all starting Saturday at 1 Eastern over on CBS. Well, Jim, big theme early, as we heard from Gary Payton. Bivouac has been a slow starting group, but right now, can't ask for anything more.
Well, defensively, they've been able to lock in and benefit off some of the miscues by Killer 3. This is beautiful play. Coming out of the timeout right there by Killer 3's. But yeah, I mean, now you combine that with some scoring, now you're up. Now, you know Killer 3 is going to make a run. It's your job to kind of not have them have so much momentum.
Will Bynum into the game for Bivouac. Inside Ayers, denied by Green.
Excellent execution right here. Little pick, slip back door, and Ayers had to help because of the miscommunication with Bynum on Green. That opened it up for Ayers to get that open shot, but that was a really good play call.
A lane violation on Bivouac, giving it back to the Killer 3's. Powell off the ball was nearly fouled. Johnson, too much. So Ayers, Bynum, and Brewer for Bivouac. Gerald Green gets a breather against Powell, Green, and Johnson. Will Bynum, Mr. Shamgod, pulls up, got it. Should say Mr. Fake Shamgod from a couple of years ago.
Let me tell you something. Listen, smart play. We'll get around Green, but Green was going to give Bynum some space. Respect his speed. Bynum did the smart thing by pulling up. And speaking of which, Dominic Johnson able to pull up for that little 15-foot jump shot.
That is a smooth stroke. 15 last week for Johnson against the enemies. Bynum probing. Bynum pulls up. Another mid-range jumper for Will Bynum.
That's just smart basketball. You know, Bynum, you don't want people to give you room. So that 15-foot, 13-foot, 10-foot is going to be available. Speaking of which, both teams finding a rhythm right now offensively. Now, still a 6-point game. It seems like Bivouac to be up more. I think that's a benefit if you're Killer 3.
Green giving no space, but slapped him, and he knows it just missed a clean ball.
Hey, bro, that hurt me. Okay, that slap. That's a big slap coming down.
Like, he nearly timed it perfectly, and he just knew.
Yeah, you got to put some Neosporin on that one, on that arm, right there after that slap.
Green to the bench. Garland Green in for Bivouac for Jeff Ayers.
Well, how about this? Draft day, Gerald wanted to get his brother Ditton. And he was able to get him last week, I believe it was.
Yep.
On the team. So eventually the brothers won out.
see the disappointment draft night from Gerald Green.
Yeah, I know.
Tri-State swooped in, and it all worked out, as you said.
It worked out.
Will Bynum, 8 NBA seasons, 3rd year now with Bivouac. Chicago kid. Went to the national title game with Georgia Tech in 2004 in San Antonio. Johnson off the screen. Josh Powell fires. Got it.
It's amazing how simple a game is a lot of times. That two-man game in the pick and roll, knowing when to stretch the defense and give it up. That time, Johnson able to give it up to Powell perfectly so he can be open and able to knock in that nice little jump shot up top. And speaking of which, Johnson had a great look.
Garland Green, size advantage. Looking for the double, kicks out of it. Brewer extra feed, Bynum for 3. Everything up until the shot, nearly perfect.
Yeah, but that was the right play for Corey Brewer. He had a look; it would have been a little bit more challenged, but the open man was Bynum. He swung it, unfortunately, he just didn't make it.
4-point game. Bivouac, 19-15 lead. Garland Green wide open. And Johnson to the spot. KJ McDaniels in the game along with Johnson and Powell for the killer threes. Johnson off the dribble. Powell, same spot.
Didn't get it off.
A 14-second violation.
Gerald Green back to Bivouac.
You talk about pace in half court. The reason it is what it is because of that 14-second shot clock.
No, it forces you to get the ball out quick after you're able to recover a rebound, get set, and get into your play. You don't have time to mess around as that clock continues to run down off of 14 seconds. Travel.
All right, Garland Green.
Yep. I saw it, Garland, right here. I saw it.
Nothing's getting by you today.
Well, I told
any
you,
week.
listen, I'm the armchair referee, an official. I get them all, well, you say all right. But I can see it from my standpoint right here. Get no consequence.
Ooh. Foul shooting a 3-point shot. Garland Green wants an explanation from one of our 3 officials, that being Dave Powell. In the landing space. So 1 shot for 3 on the way. Off the mark. Again, the big 3, you get 1 shot on a free throw for either 2, 3, or 4 from where the foul occurred. Gerald Green back in against Powell. Green strips, fouls, and that's a bailout with the shot clock about to expire.
Powell got to be smarter than that because he had him under control, but it was to reach him with the left hand right at the last minute, and you'd never want to do that, especially shot clock is under 3 seconds.
Dante Green back in. Will Bynum off the mark. Second effort, Garland Green.
Short.
Third chance.
Yeah, both teams a little cold. Remember, it was a 2 or 3 possession period where both teams were going back and forth, knocking in shots, and it's been the opposite the last few. It's been a little challenging for both to kind of find the bottom of the nets.
First to 25 will get us to the break.
Bully ball. Bully ball.
Daniels, no tip. Not there either.
Yeah, but you saw right at the end, Green able to contest up top.
Couple of fakes, Bynum, Garland Green, corner tray.
Garland Green.
I give a lot of that 3-point credit to Gerald Green because McDaniels bully balled him, but at the last minute he was able to contest the shot, which took it away, which ultimately led to that 3-point shot by Green, his brother, in the corner.
What can Green do for you? Ooh, Will Bynum climbing the ladder, and his call for the foul against Dante Green.
No, this is the definition of a hard foul. Don't give up 2. Knowing that Dante has the size and strength And a normal foul, maybe Dante finishes that. So it's not anything egregious. It's a hard foul and sends Dante to the line to kind of earn it.
Born in West Germany, Dante Green at a Towson Catholic in Maryland. Bivouac here by 5. They can get it to the break with the three-pointer.
I think it's important for them, too, to get it to the break.
Yeah.
They get it to the break because they played so well. You would hate to relinquish this lead and have killer threes come back, and they're the ones that have momentum going to the second half of the game.
Nice slip. KJ McDaniels with the stuff on the feed from Johnson.
Beautiful two-man game. Gave a lot of credit to Bivouac for theirs, but then this is once again the middle pick and roll. This time sliding to the baseline from McDaniels. Open three.
Garland Green gets it to the break for Bivouac.
That two-man game works to perfection again. Bynum, Garland Green. Again, I think it's very important mentally that Bivouac was able to complete the puzzle because they came out with the game plan, executed the game plan, put killer threes back on their heels, and now they were able to complete the task in the first half, which is carry the lead into halftime.
Bynum, Garland Green, Gerald Green each with 6-5 for Corey Brewer. Bivouac by 6.
All right, the big man either you.
Halftime of this one, game number 3, and Bivouac 25-19 advantage against the killer threes here in Big D. Back inside Comerica Center, head going with Jim Jackson. Bivouac first 3 losses by combined 9 points, 2 straight wins, and now up at the break, this is their game to lose.
A lot more continuity. I think it took some time for this Bivouac team to understand who they were. They were 6 individual players. Now they're playing like a team. Hence, they're up at halftime. And speaking of team, all 6 players have scored. So the ability for them to spread the wealth offensively is why they're up.
Balance, a big thing for Gary Payton's squad. And yes, it came from just about everybody in that first half.
Well, Bynum, Green, and Green sounds like a law firm. Have 6 points apiece. Corey Brewer 5 and Jeff Harris 2. So combine that with an aggressive defense. Now it's a reason why they've been up. But again, it takes time for a team to understand each other, to know each other, to find out where you like shots. And if you look at the shot selection on where they're at in regards to three-point shooting, 3 for 7 for Bivouac compared to 1 for 8, not forcing a lot, but getting those off of dribble penetration at times. But offensively, they play well. Now, the question is, and we always say it, you're the underdog, so to speak. Can you carry that momentum in the second half? We'll see.
Big 3 Heat Vision, powered by Microsoft. So the law firm against killer threes here in the second half. Hopefully the billable hours aren't too much.
No, but right there, when you have a great mind like Jeff Green, you put him in the middle of the lane, have him go one-on-one, that way you can't help. He's able to pick up that foul.
So for the killer threes, you have Dante Green shooting with Dominique Johnson, Josh Powell, Bivouac, Gerald Green, Jeff Ayers, Corey Brewer to begin this second half. Dante Green 2-point shot. Killer threes last week over the enemies 51-35. It was a classic killer threes game. They were cohesive, played hard. A near route looked really good.
Well, Johnson had 15, Dominique, Dante Green 15, and Frank Nitty had 12. So that's 30, 12, that's 40, 42, right? Okay.
Very good.
Just making sure, again, the public school education, I'm telling you, sometimes it creep in. But it was consistency across the board. When you get 3 guys in double figures, combine that with some aggressive defense, it's going to be tough to beat.
Brewer over Green scores. Got to give some love to the Ohio State University.
Yeah, give it to him.
27-21 Bivouac. Powell open. And Ayers cleans it up. Ayers backing down Green.
I like
Everett puts it on the floor and banks it in.
But the key with that play, it was a low pick and roll. So Ayers was able to roll right into the middle of the lane, so he already had deep post position off of the roll. He just had to navigate his way around to ultimately end up getting the basket.
Buckets, disrupting, rebounds.
Yep.
Doing it all.
Give it back to him. There you go. Give it back to him. See, that's just smart basketball. He scored once down low because he set the screen, got open. That time he was able to gobble up the defensive rebound, get it out quick, and then seal once again deep underneath, and Green delivered the ball to him. Look at him. See, now Ayers is motivated because he's got 2 possessions where he scored the ball based off his efforts defensively. Again, where you set the pick and roll that time, it really wasn't a screen. It was more of a brush screen and a switch to get Dante back on Ayers. But Ayers at the time of the switch was deep. And speaking of switch and deepness, Ayers once again was able to seal Dante Green right on his back.
Jeff Ayers entered this game, Jim, 5th in the Big 3 in rebounding, over 7 per game. Champion with the Spurs in 2014, played 17 games that year in the postseason. He's still active, played this past year all the way out in Japan. But if you need a great rebounder in the Big 3, Bivouac has it with Jeff Ayers. Look at the shooting percentages. Bivouac nearly 50%. Johnson extends, missed it, but a whistle. And this will be Ayers with the foul. Dominique Johnson will shoot a 2-point shot. Never played in the NBA. Played in junior college, Division II, the Summer League, the G League, Europe, Mexico, Israel. Out of Azusa Pacific University in Azusa, California, which is 20 miles east of LA. What a road to the Big 3.
No, yeah. I mean, 2014 led the Polish league in scoring at about, what was it, 23 points a game. Again, it may not end up that you're in the NBA, but you're playing basketball professionally somewhere. You're playing the game that you love.
Oh, Brewer over Nitty, missed. Speaking of guys who made their mark in this league, Franklin Session. Was it Ayers? Was it Session? Knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the killer 3s.
Hey, I'm telling you what, Ayers shuffled those puppies too right here and took away the baseline. I mean, that's good defense. That's great defense.
Johnson to the rim.
And look at
Ayers with the block.
So wait, Bivouac wins this game. Ayers, his imprint,
all over.
All over it.
Nitty's going to shoot a 2-point shot. Foul on Gerald Green for Bivouac. The first 3 weeks, 3 3-point losses for Bivouac. And you go to week 4, they come back to beat the Triplets last week in what was one of the more physical games you'll see, holding off power. And here they are now. They've got a chance to get to 500 with a new look team, new coach. It's really starting to come together.
But that's why all losses don't look the same.
Yep.
Because you talked about the closeness of those first 3 losses. Well, it's a possession or 2 that could have flipped it the other way. So that's, I think, where the confidence for this Bivouac team not to hang their head was just that they knew it was different than before of how we and why we lost games. Hence, they were able to turn that switch a little bit and win 2 in a row and trying to complete that by winning this one as well. Beautiful play.
Power from Nitty and a foul. And a chance at 3 for the killer 3s.
It's not going to be easy with this killer 3 team, too.
No.
Page out of Jeff Ayers' book where Powell was able to set the pick and roll low and seal his smaller defender inside. And now we have a 5-point game. Okay.
33-28. The killer 3s have drawn closer. Ayers took a 3 earlier. Green going to work over Nitty. Got it with the quick release from mid-range.
Well, you know why that was smart? Because he went right away. He didn't try to back him down, take a true dribbles, and then Nitty can, know, kind of impact that by swiping at the ball. He went right over the top, and then he comes back with a nice little 15-foot, 12-foot jump shot.
Jim, real appreciation for the mid-range throughout the Big Three this week. Great article from John Krolik on Big3.com about how the mid-range has been so vital to this league.
That is a twos count. You know, they either extend your lead, stem momentum, or get you back in the game instead of dissatisfied for that. And again, it's a mid-range shot by Gerald Green gets himself in the penalty, right? I mean, to be able to get to the free throw line. You can never discount that. Those open shots, bro. Look at this.
All right, now.
38% of shots attempted in the Big Three from mid-range.
Bring the fire.
Green against McDaniels. Yeah, it's worth noting that Charles Oakley not here for the killer threes. Frank Nitty, Franklin Session, acting head coach. So you bring the fire, and Gerald Green going against KJ McDaniels. Here we go. See if McDaniels can get a stop. Green, step back, no. Again, that quick release, but he missed.
You would think that one-on-one, the one-on-one offensive player, the better one would win it. But it's interesting when you look at the numbers, once again, that defensively, the defensive numbers on stops, that percentage skews higher to the defense. The defense wins that battle.
Look at this battle. Nitty against Bynum, and Nitty with the finish. And a chance at three for Franklin Session.
Bynum a little bit stronger, but Nitty bounce, bump, bump, reverse pivot, pump fake, and that's where the lack of discipline that time from Bynum came into play. If he'd have just stayed down, then he would have got it.
His free throw, but the rebound McDaniels. Killer threes can tie with a three. Down as many as 12 early. Session doubled, Powell straight on. Hits. It's a one-point game. Look out.
Never easy to close out a team, but that's why I said it was important. I thought that Bivouac still had the lead at halftime. You knew Killer 3 someone's going to make a run, and can you weather it and make the right plays? And I like how they came back with a play that's been successful. No pick and roll, but here's Nitty out, recognizing that Powell got himself in position, and Ayers was right there on the left-hand side to kind of help a little bit.
Two-point shot, Ayers. Bivouac 37, Killer threes 34. Timeout on the floor. Bivouac, as led by as many as 12, have not relinquished the lead.
We'll make another central home with that L.
Let's check in with Gary Payton and the Bivouac huddle. Hall of Famer, and maybe in a class by himself in NBA trash talk lore, Gary Payton. You could still hear it with the Bivouac team. Last two games, hey, go back a couple weeks ago. First win for Bivouac, Jim, in nearly 3 years.
Well, first of all, it never gets old listening in to GP talking coach's team. And then second, what he's talking about is, okay, they made their run. Let's figure it out. We've won some close games in the past. Let's get back to what we were doing well. Never easy, but, and GP says something very important with Nitty on Bynum. Don't help in. Force Nitty to have to go over the top. Now, Bynum has to be more disciplined defensively, not letting them get that deep and not going for a pump fake. And then, you know, if Nitty makes that shot on the fall away, you got to just be in his face. You'd rather him take those shots than him breaking you down off the dribble. Come on, stay on. Defensively.
Bynum going right at him, freed up Ayers.
Oh, nice rebound, Gerald.
Gerald Green saw it all the way, now at three.
Come on.
On the case again.
Oh, great hustle by both players, McDaniels and Green. Who's ball?
I think the call was gold.
Okay. Great hustle by both players, though. Again, start to get to this stretch, each possession counts so much more.
Huge.
Okay, challenge right now.
It was an emphatic call for Bivouac on the out-of-bounds call. They can challenge and review this, and they will. But the initial call always carries weight, and Bivouac for now with the possession.
Well, let's see at the end.
He's inbound. He's still inbound. On his head.
Oh, so it's off of Gerald's head. Now, was Gerald out when he goes off? No, he hits him right. See, that's the thing. So Gerald is already out of bounds. His foot is on the line. Right foot, left foot is out when the ball hits his head.
That's your best angle.
So let's see. Tap it. Does it hit Gerald's hand right there, though? See, the left hand, before it hits Gerald's hand, when he was inbounds, the ball may have hit that. We go right there.
Black ball coming in.
See?
Black ball.
Boom.
Black ball.
I am on fire right now.
1,000% on reviews today.
I am on fire. Jeff, Ice, you don't get any, don't even get any ideas.
Getting confirmation from Dave Powell.
I don't like Dave's confirmation. His mind said the hand, he said the head. Yeah.
You got it right.
Yeah. Well, next week or whenever I do it again, I'll probably get them all wrong too.
Supervisor of replay review, Jim Jackson. Frank Nitty strokes the three. Killer threes with the lead, and Nitty with 13. And now it's on.
So Nitty 13, Powell.
Time for the Monster Jam. And we've got a game tied up at 39.
Yep.
Session.
Well, where did Bynum go? He went way under the screen on that one. Gave the three-point shot to Nitty.
Over the top.
Nope.
Thought about biting the whistle, but they call it as the players tumble to the deck.
Let's go back to the previous play. Bynum, pick and roll, slip pass, Powell, late, poster, Ayers, 2.
You can see the urgency.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That doesn't changing at all.
Behind him.
5 to shoot. Ayers comes up empty. It's Nitty, Powell, McDaniels for the killer threes. Off the screen, Session, too much. Bynum with the weak side board, along with Ayers and Garland Green. Figure this could be the final blow of the game for Gerald Green. Bynum.
Oh, nice hesitation.
No, the basket with the finish.
Nice hesitation. Now, Nitty doesn't have to prove that he can shoot. The last 2 possessions, they backed off of him. He's settled for that jump shot. Oh, nice move, Daniels. Nice move.
2-point shot for KJ McDaniels in a 2-point game to close the day.
It'll be easy for either team to close this game out, I can tell you that.
Gary Payton will bring the fire. You talked about what the defense has been able to do on the Bring the Fire challenges. It's going to be Ayers here trying to stop KJ McDaniels.
They try to send your opponent to his offhand, force him to make a tough shot. Will the defense prevail this time, or will the offense finally be on the positive end of this? It is a travel, but he got it in there. But you see how quick he made the move?
Yeah.
He quickly made and got into his move. Travel right there.
1, 2, 3, and change.
Exactly, but it's not a travel if the officials don't call it.
41 all. And Dante Green will re-enter for Powell.
And Dante may have been out of the game, but he was chirping the whole time on the sideline. So he stayed mentally engaged in the game.
Ayers out and Green in. Worth watching against Brewer.
Well, look at the lineup, too. Really, it's all guards for Bivouac. Right now, while Ayers is getting a break. So rebounding is going to be a premium against McDaniels and Dante Green, while Ayers is taking a quick blow.
Fourth foul on the killer threes. Tied at 41. Bivouac balance across the board. Ayers the only one in double figures. Gerald Green hangs.
Nice hang. Good defense. Good rebound that time by Jeff Green. Snatched it out the air.
Green against Brewer. Muscles in, missed. Offensive. He called the Jim on Dante Green.
Sometimes a bigger, stronger opponent is going to get penalized for that. And this time, Dante just bullies his way right there. Great defense, which Corey Brewer was known for in the NBA. Eyes said it all right there.
Still got it.
Yeah, still got the eyes. Oh.
Bodies flying.
Yeah, I told you, I'm telling you, it's going to be a physical game. I mean, listen. Bivouac is a chance to get right in that conversation. You win this at 500 for that fourth spot. There's a lot of teams, you know, we saw the standings, but they're going to bog their way right into it, okay? But then Killer 3's at 4-2. They separate themselves. They're right there, you know, for second.
Yep. I was about to say, how many you going to bring? You can't bring that many. I didn't hear about that rule. That's a new rule.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, they already used it.
One per half.
Yeah, one per half.
Now, if it's Gary Payton's choice, he'd bring it every time. But you can't do that.
Well, but it's interesting, too, that if you call it, you go hit it, you're not penalized for it. Like using a timeout you don't have is a tech. Here, that time, they wanted to bring it, but you didn't have it.
No Weber in the Big 3.
No, but you should. I think they should adjust it, too, that you do get penalized when you call it, because you got to be aware of if you use it.
McDaniels with the finish, 43-41, Killer 3's by 2.
And Gary choosing to stay with this smaller lineup, saying that he has the advantage on the perimeter. You know, that's good defense, man.
One to shoot. Garland Green can't get it away in time. Jim, we talked about the standings. And what's at stake?
Yep. Bivouac had a chance with Power 3's company, Ghost Ballers, Tri-State, to be there. And if they beat them, Killer 3's would be at 3-3, but they'll have the advantage by beating them. So, was that 6 teams? I think it was. That all at 3-3.
It's going to be a hell of a final 2 weeks.
I'm trying to tell you, it is.
Garland Green fakes, fires, got it! They're tied again.
Yeah, most of the time when you hesitate like that, when you go up for, you don't make it. But I think Garland Green had to gather himself to kind of get on balance, get the ball situated on his fingertips to be able to knock it in. Here we go.
Session against Green. Nitty, 4 to shoot. Spin.
Great defense.
Spin again. Scoop. No. Powell right in his spot but missed. Gerald Green's been quiet. The captain for Brewer. In and out.
2 good looks. Powell had his look open. Couldn't knock it in. And that time Brewer up to penetration of Green and Sessions.
Nitty delivers.
He's missed a few in a row, but that one, hands down.
4-point shot seals the deal.
Green to the rim. Scoops it in and the foul. What a move by Gerald Green.
Yeah, but the whole time, Killer 3's Nitty, and they would say no foul, no foul, no foul. Powell, no foul. But McDaniels at the end is so tempting to reach to try to knock it away.
For the tie. Got it. Deadlocked at 46. Green now at 10. It's point game for both.
A 4-point shot. shot.
A 4-point shot will win it, and that last free throw is huge. Bivouac gets the ball back.
Exactly. That's why I would keep attacking off the dribble. I wouldn't settle. Force the officials to have to call. Force Killer 3's have to guard you off the dribble. There you go.
Green to green. Garland knocks it down. And they're a point away, but the Killer 3's, again, they can win here because you must win by 2.
Yep. Killer 3's right, got another chance. Nitty has been really good in this situation, late game.
Session wheeling down the lane, missed the dunk. Can you imagine? Bivouac can win it. Brewer, too much. McDaniels thought about it.
Smart.
Again, a 4-point shot for the Killer 3's, won't win it. Nitty down low. Powell fouled by Brewer.
Go get it, but that time not able to maintain control when the ball is in the air right there. A little too hard on the back of the rim. Easier to say, well, you should have laid it up. You know, and seriously. But in his mind, he wanted to be aggressive in case there was going to be an attempt to block it.
Stay together no matter what, fellas.
Smart foul, too, to not give Powell an opportunity to get an and one. Make him earn it from the line, which he did.
So you're at 48. A 3 would win it for the Killer 3's now. And made free throw, they get the ball.
Who wants a Big 3 t-shirt?
Well, I think you say you don't force the 3, because if you miss, a long shot, long rebound gives Bivouac maybe an opportunity to get a quick score.
Let's go inside with the glove.
Only way we can lose is with a 3. So let's play one good defense, get the basketball, and attack. Fuck these damn jump shots. Go to the hole and get to the foul line. Win the game on a goddamn free throw. One good stop.
All right, so I guess no jumpers for Bivouac here.
Well, I mean, it's Killer 3 ball, right?
Yep.
You can't lose it on the 2.
Right.
But you can if you overcommit on a 3. Now, the way you lose it on the 2 is if you commit a foul and there's an and one.
Right.
So you got to play smart defense. And that's what Gary is talking about. Is let's play smart, defend, get it back. But if you're Killer 3's, listen. Force the officials, like I always say, to make a call, make them guard you. Don't settle.
Point game. Johnson launches. No, but he's fouled shooting a 3-point shot. The last thing you want to do. He knew it the minute he left his feet. 1 for 3 for the win. It's good. Dominic Johnson and the Killer 3's come back to win it. 51-49. And Nitty's got nothing left but a W. Killer 3's are 4-2.
Well, on the replay, I didn't say anything because it was obvious. So don't state the obvious. Gerald Green was late. You don't want to foul in that situation, and it comes back to haunt you because of the rule, which is great. Now, again, it's an easy shot, but it's made a little bit more difficult when the game is on the line.
Yep.
And Johnson Dominique was able to step up there, nerves of steel, square those shoulders up, knock in the 3 to win it.
Session leading the way with 16. Killer 3's have won 3 straight games. Bivouac, meanwhile, talk about the agony of defeat. That's now 4 losses by a combined 11 points. And the Killer 3's are tied for second. They are right there in playoff positioning. Still a lot to be determined the next 2 weeks, but that is, Jimmy, a huge victory for the Killer 3's today.
You know, it's the decision making a lot of times, and we talked about it with Bivouac, why they've lost some games down the stretch. You know, the plays that you shouldn't make, like that. Gerald was a little bit late and late to the party, get you in trouble.
Always a pleasure.
Brother, always. Safe travels home.
Until next time, game winner for the Killer 3's, Dominique Johnson. And so long from Dallas.